Welcome to Straight Talk. I'm Sandee Hardy-Hagen. Straight Talk is a show that will highlight people and events around our Steele County area. We hope you enjoy these next stories. And now we're going to talk with Sanjay, who is with the Adults Friendship Rotarians here, and you have a lot to tell me I have nothing to know about. So what can you tell me? What is this about?
Well, Rotary, as you know, is a global organization with over 1.2 million members now. And the fastest growing region for Rotary now is India. The largest number of Rotarians are from India, and more are joining from India. In fact, at some places it's going down. So Rotary, right from the very beginning, has been working with global peace. And one of the initial programs that they did was the GSE, which was Group Study Exchange. Back when there was no social media, people were not flying as much as they do today. So Rotary decided that if you really need to have peace, people have got to know each other, because you can't fight with your friends. So if people know each other and they're friends, they won't fight with each other.
Right,
so
right.
That was why GSE was started. I was fortunate to have led a GSE team about 10 years ago to Ohio in your country. So GSE would have one Rotarian team leader and 4 or 5 people from the society, youngsters, between the ages of about 20 and 40 and working, so that those who are not exposed to Rotary can get global exposure, make friends here, and then go and talk about this country, experience their culture, talk about it back at their home country. So I led that team. And then this is another program where Rotary paid for everything, our travel, our lodging. Of course we'd be homestayed by other Rotarians, but our travel too was paid by Rotary. Everything was paid by Rotary then. And RFE is a different kind of a program. That was a 5-week or a 1-month program. This is a 10-day program, 10 to 15 days. But here we pay for our own transport, tickets, etc. But we are hosted by Rotarians. The principle being the same, that if you know people, if you have friends, if you know their culture, you can't fight with them. So you have friends. Therefore, Rotary Friendship Exchange.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned an exchange they're all adults.
Yes.
And you're coming here, and then previously some Americans went over to India.
Yes, a team of 9 people, I believe, came to our part of the country. We have Rotary districts. Our district is very large. It's called Rotary District 3030. And a team was there for 10 days, but we were bad with them. We made them move every day because they had to cover the entire district.
Well.
But they wanted to squeeze in everything that they could get. So every day they would be in a new town, new family. So they had a wonderful time, I'm told. Yeah.
Oh, great,
So,
yeah.
In exchange, we're getting such a beautiful time here.
Are you going to exchange with people from other nations or countries? Or
These exchanges constantly happen. But this one is between my district, 3030, and your district here, which is made up of Minnesota and Minnesota and Wisconsin.
You mentioned about a peace, kind of a world peace thing. What are the activities that maybe you get involved in?
Okay. You mean as a part of the Rotary Friendship Exchange, or as Rotary as a whole?
The whole Friendship Exchange.
Friendship Exchange. All right. So what happens is, when they came to our district, we took them around all the important places that are there. I don't know whether you've heard of Mahatma Gandhi.
Yes.
Okay, he inspired Martin Luther King. He was a man. Okay, he got us our independence only through non-violent means. We didn't take up the arms against the British. So it was through non-cooperation that we got our independence, not no bloodshed in achieving that. So he had what we call as an ashram. He stayed and tilled the land, etc., in a small place near my town, about 80 kilometers, called Sevagram. He lived there. So it's a museum, and it's still a living, functioning place where after we got our independence, he came and stayed there. So for example, when your team came here, we took him there. There's a small museum, and it gives his life story as to how he grew up and got involved in and thought that we were then a British colony, and that was not right for us. And then he got build awareness amongst the people in a time when there was no social media. Millions went after him, and they simply refused to cooperate with the British government. Whatever the laws, they said, we won't break the law, but we are just sitting here. And British had no option but to go back. So something as large as a British Empire, as powerful, we got our independence from them without firing a bullet.
Okay, now you mentioned Gandhi for India. I would say for United States it would be Jesus Christ. So do you take different religious leaders and just compare all the piece?
Gandhi was not a religious leader. He was someone who started a social movement. India is the birthplace of at least 3 major religions of the world.
Yeah.
Buddhism, Jainism and Sikhism. And apart from this, there are the Christians there. Okay, we got Christianity much before y'all because it came through the Syrian route. So we had Syrian Christians back down in South India about 1,000 years ago. And then we have what is called as the Parsis, they're the smallest religious group of the world and dwindling fast. They were the ones who fled Iran when they were being prosecuted there. They came and took refuge in India, and I don't know the exact size, but a very small community. So if you call your country a cauldron of all, a melting pot,
Yeah.
you don't know what a melting pot is. In our country, the language changes, or dialect rather changes every 50 kilometers, the cuisine changes, the dresses change every 50-100 kilometers. We have 28 states and we have about 28 official languages. And if I go just 500 kilometers south from my city, I can't understand a word of what they speak. So there are so many languages, so many religions. We hold the second largest Muslim population in the world, more than Pakistan. So that's how, it's a huge melting pot. Huge. You got to see it to believe it.
Yeah. Now, what are you going to take back to India with you that you've learned here?
Oh, there's so much to learn. One, we are a chaotic nation. There are so many people on the roads. The first thing that hits you when you get out from the airport is there's no one on the roads. The streets are empty. And we have thousands walking on the sidewalks and some more on the streets, and maybe a cow or two also on the roads. But that's India. So the discipline, there is no honking, no horns. You hear them all the time while you're in India.
Yes.
Yeah. And people are very disciplined about everything. They won't litter. There's absolutely well-designed sidewalks, streets. People very disciplined generally, which we still have to evolve to. Yes, that's happening. But then we got our independence only in 1947. So we have a way to go there.
Okay. What do you like about being a Rotarian?
Oh, I've been a Rotarian for about 26 years now.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I wouldn't have been here for so long if I had not enjoyed it. It is going beyond your own selfish needs and doing something for the less privileged. We've been really blessed to have so much, and it's time to share and give back to the society. You weren't born with it, so you were really blessed. You weren't in all that you got, and Rotary gives you an opportunity to. Okay, making friends is one thing, but actually going out and making a difference to your community is what Rotary helps you do. Because individually you can only do so much. Put together as Rotarians, we can achieve so much more.
Yeah.
And we already are doing that.
Well, I tell you, I'm glad you're in Owatonna because we are noted. We're pretty generous people compared to some other places. So I hope you feel welcomed here and they get all your...
Lana here, my host, she's such a wonderful woman. In fact, I'll tell you what, I was telling her this morning also, that we stayed with families in Emery only for 2 days. And when we were leaving them, I'm not exaggerating for a minute, there were tears in eyes of the host family and the guest who was leaving them. They were both crying. Can you imagine that kind of bonding happen in 2 days only?
Yes, I can. And it does happen. You have something with that person and you share something and you might not see them for a long time.
So what better relationship can there be? There is no selfish intent because I know I'm going to be going back. I have nothing to take away. She doesn't have selfish intent. She can't take anything away. So we've got nothing to do with it. We are not into business, and that's where real human bonding happens.
What kind of business do you do?
I own and manage an advertising agency in Nagpur. We are one of the largest in that part of the country, and we have a branch in Dubai too. And I deal with the media. That's my job. And create campaigns for the larger brands in my town and around.
Now, when you return home, how do you think you're going to be a little different and improved, maybe?
I'll tell you, sitting back, and if you think about any other country, you have preconceived notions and perceptions. People back who've never been to America, I was fortunate that I'd come here earlier too, have a different perception of America, formed because of all the Hollywood movies that you show us.
Oh gosh, don't believe those.
That's the only American exposure that they have. Or your songs that play on your YouTube and what they do. So that perception is very different from the true American experience. People believe, perceive, everywhere in the world, I believe, that Americans probably are only adulterous. They have flings, they are singles.
Not everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
You have to find that. Right,
yes,
right,
yes.
yeah.
So when my team members who came here for the first time in their lives, all of them are here for the first time. So they're just like us.
Well, that's
They're
good.
just like us.
That's
But
good.
your Hollywood movies show you in a different light. So if I believe if you watch our own movies here, you'll have a preconceived notion about how Indians are. Okay, once upon a time we was known as a country of snake charmers and rope rigged, all right?
Okay, yeah.
But now when you come there, you'll see, oh, this is quite like America. A little more chaotic probably, but they have everything else: the malls, the burgers, the McDonald's, the Kentucky Fried Chickens.
Yeah.
All the good and the bad that you have, we have it too.
So just-
So, it's like all your preconceived notions get, all the myths that you have about other people and the countries get broken, and oh, they are as warm and as wonderful as human beings, as maybe better than we are.
Thanks for coming on. I hope you take back wonderful, lovely
bag full of them.
memories here.
I'll cherish all my life. Thank
Come
you so
back.
much. I will. Thank you so much.